Okay, so like Fraps works, but it doesn't show the overlay, which is kind of weird. I guess like the game made it so like the overlay doesn't show on Fraps, or Fraps just maybe I just stopped there Fraps eventually, but whatever. While I'm waiting for people to fill up on this group, this is like the final boss in this one dungeon, where it's just a dragon. But yeah, while I'm waiting for people to get in the group and whatnot, I figure I'd do a little tutorial on how to play a rogue, because apparently no one can catch me in damage. Look at that. I'm like 2 to 3 times everyone else's damage. And I hate how it autos. There's gotta be a way to disable the auto thing. I guess just looking at it disables the auto timer. But yeah, okay. Pretty much how it goes is you want the flurry for your right click when you can get it, and then you want sky flourish as your main thing. So when you're on trash, you just want to, just keep beating on them until you get to like the elite trash. And then you hit R to get behind them, you daze with dazing strike, you hit tab to go stealth, and then you hit E for your insta crit, and it just does the crap ton of damage. And then depending on your daily power usage, if you get like a lot of ads and stuff, and you have your daily up, just throw your second one, which is like the dagger one, which I have. Should be called hitting wrong button, sorry. Whirlwind of Blades, and then my single target one's Bloodbath. Bloodbath's really good for single target. And then for your passives you want, well, for higher levels, earlier levels you want the stealth reduction by 30% per damage. And then you have first strike. That one's always good. And then when later on you want to get infiltrator's action, which gives you more action points. Oh wait, no, this one's combat advantage, sorry. When you use a daily, you get combat advantage. Combat advantage is where you do a shit ton more damage. And you can spec into, in your feats later on the paragon tree, you can spec into it where it gives you even more % damage for having combat advantage. And to get it normally besides using your daily, is you have one guy facing an enemy from the front, and you have to be on the opposite part of that enemy where the other guy's facing. So like one guy will be in the front, you get right behind, you start beating on him, and you both get combat advantage, and you both start doing extra damage, which is always good. Then you want to get tactics, which increases your action point gain by 5%, and when you max it out it's like 15. So you're going like, 15% faster in action point gain, which is always good. Faster action point gain is definitely a good thing, because then you get more combat advantage when people aren't near your mob and stuff like that. Alright, and now on to let's go powers. Okay, so you definitely want to max this out. This not so much. I was experimenting with it, and I can't reset without having to spend $5. So that's all good stuff. Dazing strike, definitely a must. Bloodbath's a must. Lashing blade's a must, and deft strike's a must. This is okay, but not really. You don't really want to care for that. This is alright for your off thing. This is just whatever. I think it's more for, yeah, 20% damage to your attacks. It depends on how long that lasts, really, is how good that would be. I might put that as my second one. Yeah, it just would depend on how long this lasts. 'Cause it doesn't say how long it lasts, but I might experiment with this and see how well it does. This is good early on. This is also good early on. This is just whatever. This is like more for PvP. This is definitely great for single target bosses. This is your main DPS thing is right here. This is stupid, don't bother with it. This is great. I'm trying to max that out now. This is also great. This can be good. It would depend on how many times it pulses. Once again, it doesn't tell you how many times it pulses. If I knew how many times it pulses and how long, I could figure out if it's worth getting or not. And I'd be able to toss one of these out. But at the same time, I'm not going to waste an experimental point just to figure that out. I might later, maybe on, but who knows. This is great for PvP, really, not so much PvE, it's alright. This is fucking stupid, don't ever get this. All it is one stab, one stab, one stab. It takes too long to use at the end, and doesn't provide enough DPS to make it worthwhile. That can be good, but not really, because it does way, as you can see, like the damage, it's way less than these. These are like all in the thousands already. This is like 626. I guess this is like for people that are on top of you and just want to, yeah, it does stun, so it's kind of good for PvP. I can probably get rid of like my dazing strike for that, because dazing strike's stupid. It just dazes them so they can't use any abilities, but at the same time they can just run away from you, so what the fuck is the point? This is gonna be amazing. I can't wait to get this. You lower their damage, and then No wait, hold on. Oh, this is a different one. Never mind. But it does slow their movement speed and their attacking, but it does a good amount of out front damage, which is pretty good. I think this has increased your base run. Yeah. That's pretty good. I might have to get rid of... infantry action. Infiltrator's action, because this definitely seems better, because it gives you % crit, and then you get run speed, which is good, so you can get on bosses and stuff. That's always nice. That's pretty good. Lowering your target's damage resistance, that can be great. 4-second cooldown, definitely gonna stack that. Strike your target from medium range with your staff bar. That's pretty good. That's sort of like a PvP thing. That's alright. Here we go. Shocking execution. This is one that's going to be great on bosses when you want to finish them off and just things in general. I can't wait to get that one. It does more damage as they're missing health. That can be good too after using a daily power. 15% more damage. Oh, but it's only for like 5 seconds. That's not too great. It's only 15% for 5. Nah, that's not that great. Alright, let's go on to Feats. Feats, you want to get... Yeah, definitely you want to get action advantage, because it's great for dungeons. Do you want to get some of this? You want to get 3 into this? See, I fucked up because I thought I had to go straight here in order to get up like here and stuff. But I found out like when I got to here that I could, you know, spec in wherever the fuck I want. But yeah, you want to get 5 into this, about 3 into that, 2 into this. You want to try and get 3 into this, and then 3 into that, and then 2 into this, and then 3 into this. And then you should be like good there. If I take away 3 of this, I can put 1 into here, 1 into here, and then 1 into there, and I'll have 1. I mean, I might take away 2 out of this and put 2 into here, because this is great and all, but with the way I pull damage, I'm usually out-threatening tanks if I have a tank in the group, so most of the time things are targeting me, so I don't really get that extra damage, so it's a toss-up of what it does. Then you want to get underhand tactics, great effectiveness, combat advantage, which is good, more extra damage for you, the better. Nimble Blade is definitely good. You can only stay in this tree if you go with this though, so be careful what tree you pick. This can definitely be good because dazing strikes, you know, one of your main things. See, if this was the flurry one, this one would be awesome because it's 10% more damage. So Cloud of Steel is kind of good for this, and so is Sly Flourish. I mean, yeah, and see, it gives you like 2.5% more damage per stack, so it can be good if you want to just stay back and throw shit at people, but you have to wait for your daggers to recharge, so it's not that great. Your counter powers have a 15% chance to gain 50% of your action point, which is pretty good. But this one, Courage Breaker and Whirlwind of Blades, you know, 250% of your weapon damage over 5 seconds. Depending on how much that does, that could be fucking amazing. And then you have the final thing, which I guess it doesn't show. Like, at the stealth ends, the first time you hit with an counter power, deal 15%. See, that's the thing about those type of things, because they say when your stealth ends, it does like extra damage, but like, what if you hit stealth and then you hit your E to do the insta crit, you know? Like, would that count as ending stealth, and then you get the extra damage on top of that right as it hits? That would be like a thing that would, you know, need further testing and stuff like that. And then this tree was like the second best tree, because you get some pretty cool things like Duelist literally now has a 25% chance of dead momentum, increases your critical severity by 3%. That basically means crit damage. So that's 15% more crit damage, so you do 100% crit damage instead of 75. And then you have this too, which increases your critical chance and severity by, for 10 seconds for 6 seconds after using Shocking Execution. So it's not that great, but it's still good. This one's good for, you know, less threat every time you crit. And then, yeah, this one right here is great. When you stealth, you get even more severity. So, like, say, like, you stack the duelist flurry to get you up to that 5 times stacks, you get 15%. And then you go stealth, you get 25%. And then you instant crit with E, and you fuck tons of damage. It's really good. This is okay, but not really. And then, you know, if you want more crit, there's some more crit for you. So this is really good for, like, if you want to stack up crit severity and, you know, crit and just beat the crap out of things and stab for, like, crap tons of damage. Strikes with 30% of your crit severity. So wait, you take 30% of your crit severity. How the fuck does that work? Wait. With 30% of it. So if you have, like, 150%, it takes 30% of that and adds it onto it? That's kind of confusing. This, yeah, to get the most out of this, you would have to stack armor pen. This seems like the armor pen spec. From stealth. Yeah, this is stupid because you don't want to use stealth for these two abilities. This would be good for the E. While stealthy gain, reduces target's damage. Just kind of like for PvP. Yeah, that's definitely PvP. This is more like the PvP spec, it seems. 10% less stamina. The reduction is doubled while stealth. So it's always good for, you know, PvP purposes. When you want to get away real quick, you just stealth and just keep rolling away. Yeah, like. It's not. See, this stuff isn't that great. This seems like a kind of like subpar PvP spec, but Scoundrel and Execution are both great for PvE. But like, I'm going for this because this gives you the extra additional 20% damage on non-crit strikes. So if you want to go with this build, you want to try and get as little bit of crit as possible. I know crit's good, but you don't want to stack it too much to where you're not getting that extra damage. Because like, even though crits provide 75% extra damage, I don't know if it, on non-critical strike, I don't know if that works for the dot. That'd be cool if it works for the dot. I don't know, I mean, it could be a toss-up, because 20% more damage isn't as good as 75%, but you're not going to always crit unless you get, like, an insane amount of crit, but to do that, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of power. So if you get the 20% from the power and just keep hitting things, you know, you'll still get the crits, but you'll have the extra damage to make up for the non-crits. Yeah. I just wish this was flicking flurry. I would definitely pick this over this one if it was flurry. But yeah, that's pretty much a good rundown of how to be a good rogue and do crap tons of damage and do as much damage as I do. And some guy was trying to tell me it was my gear, and I'm like, no, it's not. I've been doing this damage since like 30 on this dungeon. Like when I came here at 30, like there was rogues higher than me doing only half my damage. But like his problem was he only had like a level 1 dagger in his offhand. Like, why didn't you go and grab a dagger and put it in your offhand? Like, it's like, wow, dude, you gotta go and take that dagger and you gotta put that shit in, man, and you can't just double click it. He's like, oh, I thought it, you know, was automatic. I'm like, yeah, it's not like that. It's only like that with shields and, you know, knots and stuff like that when, you know, it's not just another weapon. So, but yeah, that's basically as much as I can sum it up. I gave you my thoughts and how good things would be. Scoundrel, I think it was? Scoundrel on Feats? Yeah, Scoundrel and Executioner, definitely good, two good paragon picks. Doesn't matter which one you pick, I think they both will do equal amount of damage. If not, this one will probably do more because all that crit severity and stuff. That shit sounds amazing for like the East hit and stuff. Because like I'm hitting for 3,000 with it right now. With all that extra severity, to double that damage, I'd be doing like 6,000 crits with that. That's pretty sick. But that's, you know, after I get like all the way into that tree. I probably won't be in that far deep into like, probably 60. That's what it seems like. Yeah, because I'm like 35. And I'm like only here and, you know, 4 more levels and then 5 and then 5. Yeah, it'll be a while. A long while. Alright. Sorry for talking quick. I was trying to make this as short as I possibly could, but it does take some breaking down. But yeah, apparently I'm not getting any more people for this, so I think I'm just gonna go back and quest and do my foundries, because I gotta do my foundry things for the daily, and I still gotta do this place. So yeah, yeah, have fun, enjoy Trickster Road. If I start playing other classes and start figuring out insane shit to do with them, then I'll probably make videos on those too. But right now it's just Trickster Road because so far it's what I know the best. And I've been like this for like, it's not like that. I've been like this in damage for like the longest time, and no one has ever kept up with me. I don't know if people just aren't figuring things out, or they just don't think about what would be the best damage dealing, and, you know, so on and so forth and whatnot. But yeah, have fun, take care, enjoy the game. This game is awesome.